Everyone, John here with Pro Edge Paintball. Today I have the Spire 5 versus the Dye R2 loader. So I feel like these are the two loaders that we get the most questions about as far as which one they should buy. The Spire 5, Spire has been around for a very long time, probably one of the most popular, if not the most popular loader been released in the last 10 years. The Dye rotor's been around 10 or 15 years, I believe, for the design. And then, of course, the R2, the Dye name has a really good brand name on it. So I wanted to just do a quick comparison between the two and break them down. The first thing you notice, obviously, is the look of them. I do think that the Spire has a little bit more of a unique design. I think the R2 has a little more of a modern design. I like the way this one looks. The main price difference is going to be $250 for the Spire 5 and then $190 for the R2. But the Spire 5 does come with a speed feeder out of the box. So you subtract the cost of about $45, like we'll call it $50 on the Spire 5, you're looking at about a $200 loader if you were just to have just a lid versus a $190 loader. So it's about the same price, which is pretty nice on that one. You can buy an R2 speed feed. I believe they are $35 from Dye, so that puts you up to what, $225 versus $250. So R2 technically a little bit less than the Spire 5. The R2 will hold between 200 rounds and 260 because you can expand the shell. It's a pretty nice little feature here. You slide this in the back here and you open it up, and so you can expand it. So that's going to be the 260 round shell, capacity shell, versus the 220 shell that the Spire 5 comes stock with it. I don't believe they currently make a larger shell for this. They did on some of the older Spires, but they don't do it anymore. So you're looking at just at 220. 220 is the most popular, about 200 to 220. So most of your players that use the R2 is just going to use it with a 200 round capacity anyway. But it is nice that you have that feature. As far as feed rate, the Spire 5 is going to do about 15 balls per second consistently. But most of your players are going to shoot 10.5 for like your recreational or your local tournaments or your national tournaments. So the Spire 5, as far as feed rate, is going to do really well for you. If you're a person that really likes to shoot extremely fast or full auto for a long period of time and just really shoot a ton of paint, the R2 or the rotor in general, rotor design, is going to crush it for you. The manual for the R2, I believe, says it shoots up to like 52 balls per second. There's a video online you can find of the R2 or the older rotor actually shooting, I think it's 50 balls per second, which is wild. So to shoot 15 to 20 balls per second full auto on your paintball gun, the R2 is going to keep up with whatever you need. That's why you'll see a lot of shooting videos will shoot the rotor on there because it has a much faster feed rate. So if you're looking for a faster feed rate, R2 is definitely a choice on that one. Price, pretty similar to it. As far as looks go, the R2, I believe, is only available in about 5 different colors. You have red, black, blue. They sometimes do a carbon fiber. They do like a greenish color. And it just depends. You know, they do release different new colors. The Spire 5 has ever since it's released, it's had about 20 or so color combinations. So you have a lot more color choices typically with the Spire than you will the rotor. So that's kind of a cool feature. The R2 has an anti-jam feature in the back. You just pull this little paddle on the bottom here and it actually kind of unjams the inside. The Spire 5 does not have an anti-jam, but I'll say the Spire 5 consistently jams less than the R2. The way the R2 works, the way the gearing and whatnot work inside of it, it does have a tendency to jam up a little bit more if you're going to use low quality paint, or if you're, let's say, in the south maybe and it's very humid outside. Sometimes the R2 or the rotor platform will have issues, where the Spire 5 is pretty much the go-to loader for people that are going to play indoors, if you're going to use reballs at all, or just paint in general. The Spire 5 definitely here in Houston where we're at with the humidity is going to shoot pretty much through anything. They basically say it doesn't need an anti-jam because it doesn't jam up. And I have to say I agree with that. I've used the Spire 5 for about a year now and no issues at all. Unless you have two paintballs physically stuck together, the Spire 5 has not really jammed up for me at all. Compared to the R2, you had a few more issues on that one. Both of them take 3 AA batteries, so that's pretty straightforward on that one. The R2 uses a little bit different technology, the way the gear works to turn the loader on and off whenever it spins. So I believe the R2 is going to be more battery efficient because the way it works, where the Spire 5 actually uses little eye sensors inside. So whenever the paintball feeds through or the eyes see each other, it knows, hey, there's no paintball here, let's spin, and it feeds it down. So that's kind of nice there too. But yeah, other than that, I mean, they're both top of the line loaders. They're both going to work really great. If you're looking for a top of the line loader, I really don't think you can go wrong. But I would have to say, if I had to vote and if I was going to spend my money, I think I would go with the Spire 5 just because consistently it's going to be a little more reliable. They're also much easier to take apart. So to take apart the Spire 5, push the button here in the back, unlock it, pull it open, and you pull the tray out. So, I mean, that wasn't because I'm really good at this. It's just because it's very easy. The R2, I really wish Dye, and no, I love the Dye guys. I know a lot of those guys, really good friends with them. I wish they would redesign this to keep up with the Spire 5 personally, because I love the design. I love the feed rate. I love the durability and the support you get from Dye and the look and the design. I just wish the design as far as taking it apart and changing the batteries was easier. Because if I'm in the middle of a game and my loader dies, like if I'm at a tournament and I have an R2, in my opinion, I feel like I should have a backup, a whole nother extra loader, because to take it apart, I've got to slide this over, pull this up here, and then inside of it, I have these 2 tabs to slide out of the way to unlock it. I have another tab here in the back I have to push down to be able to remove this. Then I have to press 2 tabs at the same time. And I don't mean to sound like I'm dogging the Dye loader at all. It is a top of the line loader, but what's going to happen is, you can see how long this takes. This is a brand new one, so this is a little harder than a used one would be. But you have to press these 2 tabs at the same time on the inside of it and pull this loader, and the tray comes out to get to the batteries. I'm not a design guy, so I can't say I can do this any better. If this tray was easier to remove, maybe it's magnetic, or maybe there's a door in here that opens up and you can change the batteries. Because most of this you don't really need to get to unless you really want to clean the internals of the rotor. But if I could make this tray easier to remove, then I would like it a lot better. I've done this quite a bit, so I am familiar with it. As you practice, obviously this process will get a little bit faster, and I am being super nitpicky. Obviously, I can do this pretty quickly. To take it apart, clean it, all that good stuff. But what the problem is, one thing I really don't like about this design is if I have to get this unjammed in the middle of a game and really take my loader apart, that's what you're looking at. Like you're not taking the tray out, but you are taking the top shell completely off, and then you have to try to slide it back into place to look in place. Where the Spire 5, I mean, I could probably do this with my eyes closed because how easy it is. Locks into place, I'm good to go. So very, very fast, very easy to take it apart. So I can jam it out. If I could have a big ball in here, I could pull it apart, clean it out, wipe it down, clean the eyes, all in the middle of a game very, very quickly, or between points, something like that. So again, I absolutely love the rotor. It is top of the line, but I think if they were going to fight head to head, I think unfortunately the Spire 5, for Dye's sake, unfortunately the Spire 5 definitely wins out. But yeah, if you've used either one of these, please comment below. Let me know what you think. This is a general comparison video. Try to help you out. We're basically trying to address any questions that we get in the store or our online chat on our website. Yeah, if you found the video helpful at all, go ahead and hit like. And if you like weekly paintball videos, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to show your appreciation for the time we spend doing our videos, please shop our website, proedgepb.com. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.